what I wish I could ask Teal Swan is I want to understand how I impact people because, well, I would like to give the context as to where this all comes from. Two contexts. So it's going to be, they're both anime related. So Fantasy of Grimgar and Ash has, spoilers, if people haven't seen it, has this scene where the priest dies. And right before he dies, he looks at the main character and he says, "Sorry, counting on you." And the main character kind of like takes time to process this, and eventually he gets it that he meant that I'm the next leader. And I actually did a morning meditation, and what ended up coming in is that this scene of him dying came into my mind, and I'm like, if I was going to fix this, how would I do it? And essentially what I would imagine is that I would imagine that people could essentially dispel their mana and instill it onto the priest, so that way he had enough magic to cast a spell to kill him. And I'd be like, yeah, that would solve the scene. And as I was like in the middle of everybody placing their hand on him in my mental vision, I felt this intervention and said like, no, this is his designed role. He's meant to die so that you know you are a leader. And as I was hearing that, I had this emotional release of like, I am a leader. And in the anime, he becomes a spirit guide for the main character, and so the way that that's represented is that he talked to the main character near the fire pit. The spirit were like, "How's our squad?" And the main character would say, "Well, I wish I could show you them," and then he'd like disappear. And it's really these like sentimental moments. And so that is the context for the first context. And the second one is the context being that it's really like, it was so emotionally impactful for me that it came to me in meditation, and I had an emotional release when it came to acknowledging the role of a leader. And then the second context is I was doing an interview for this program that I was going to do for a year, where they get really deep with you. And the emotional black hole that I essentially found was that I believed I had no value. The emotional release that happened then was associated with, the anime that I'm going to refer to is called My Hero Academia, but what it comes down to is that I had this like visual representation of a great hero of humanity's past pointing at me and saying, "You're next." And I kind of just sat there like, oh my God, I'm next. And, I guess to round it out, I do realize that I'm doing something. Because in my mind, it's kind of like, am I doing right by you as a friend? Am I doing right by you as a peer? Am I doing right by you as an employee? Am I doing right by you as a child to you being a parent? Am I doing right by you as my like therapist when I'm your client? Am I doing right by you? And the reason why I ask that so much is because I want to do right by people. And it's kind of like unanimous within, I've had this experience within my friend groups where, they look at me and they're like, Jordan, you don't even need to view me in this way, but you really are my best friend. And I just kind of like, I end up crying because I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing that makes you say that about me. And that's where it kind of comes like, how the hell can I see the impact I have on people? Because I don't know what I'm doing. And I want to know, how am I impacting you? Why can't I see that? Why can't I feel that? I'm just doing what I believe is right, and I guess it's working, but I don't understand it. So my question would be, how do you understand the impact you have on people?